Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Movie Lens. Peter returned home from a long day's work, taking a breath of relief, and was admiring the city from his balcony. At that very moment, suddenly, something with a sparkling light inside it fell from the sky to the earth. Within no time, the light took a gigantic form. Seeing this, Peter and all the people walking in the crowd of the city were left breathless. For a moment, there was a thick silence all around, but the very next moment, indiscriminate firing started from the sky, which brutally killed the people walking in the crowd. Before Peter could understand anything after seeing the bomb, a bomb exploded in his building in which Peter fell away, but then suddenly Peter woke up from his sleep on his bed. Actually, this was Peter's bad dream, but he didn't know why. That scene of destruction used to haunt Peter every time he came in his dreams. Seeing Peter so upset, his wife Alice and his two children Lucy and Hannah also used to feel dejected. Alice used to explain to Peter that he should consult a psychiatrist to get rid of these dreams. I should try to get it, but Peter kept thinking, not today, so tomorrow those dreams will go out of his mind automatically. Seeing his family disappointed like this, the next morning Peter promised his two daughters that today he would come home early from the office and take them out for a walk. In this way, Peter started with a new beginning. He came to his factory for work. Some electronic machine was being manufactured in that factory. Peter was testing the machine by connecting it to a generator. Suddenly, one of his hands started trembling. The very next moment, his hand was covered with blood. Sanaa looked at that hand of hers, and suddenly a scene came to her mind. In that scene, Peter was punching someone badly in anger, due to which his hand was covered in blood. Then suddenly a spark came in his machine. Peter woke up on hearing the voice of a man who woke him up. Peter somehow managed to control himself and started working again. At that moment, Peter remembered that he had to go for a walk with his family. Peter left all other work and took a half-day's leave from his boss, David. He took leave, and before going home, he went to the basement of the factory to keep the generator. Then again, something strange happened to him. He felt the lights in the basement turning on. The lights started to flicker, and at that very moment, a scene again came to his mind in which Peter was repairing a tube light in an office building, and the news was running on the TV in the hall, in which two experts were debating about this. They were saying that there are some people who are demanding their rights on the earth from humans. Some people are against them. They are calling them devils and are protesting against them to wipe them out from the earth, while some experts are saying that they people can prove to be a boon for the earth. Meanwhile, the scene changed to a scene of destruction in which the light coming from the sky attacked the people of the earth, and an explosion also took place in Peter's building, due to which Peter flew away. Peter was in Jaguar when firing started in that building. Peter got up and ran away from there and hid in the corner of a room. Peter's wife Alice was also hiding under a table in the same room. Then someone started coming in that room with a weapon, but in the meantime Peter's eyes opened and he came out of that scene. Don't know how Peter fainted while watching that scene. He got up and looked at the time. When he saw it was already night, he left the factory in a hurry and started going towards his house. When suddenly he saw three shining lights hovering in the sky, he asked the people passing by whether they were also able to see those lights in the sky. But the strange thing was that no one paid attention to Peter's words and continued walking on their way. After some time, the light suddenly disappeared. Then Peter saw a telescope in the shop in front. Peter bought that telescope and returned home. Alice and the children was very angry because Peter came home late. Peter told Alice that today in the office he had a bad dream again and he fainted, due to which he got late in coming home. On this, Alice got irritated and said to him that he was a fool. Alice angrily left the place, saying that dreams of destruction have settled in his mind, so Peter will have to get himself treated. Then that same night, once again, Peter had a dream of the same destruction, in which he saw a little girl whose parents were dying because of that destruction, were killed, and that girl was crying sitting near the dead bodies of her parents. That girl was none other than Peter's daughter Lucy. Peter also had another daughter, Hannah, who suddenly pointed a gun at someone. With this, Peter woke up from that dream in a panic. As soon as he woke up, he saw the number of a wellness center on a note on the table which Alice had left for him. Now Peter, he himself was fed up with those dreams. He promised Alice that he would definitely go to that wellness center after duty today. According to his promise, Peter came to the wellness center in the evening and sat in the waiting room waiting for his appointment. Another man was sitting near him waiting for his appointment. Then that man said to Peter, "Do you also have those dreams?" Hearing this, Peter was shocked and asked, "What are you talking about?" On this, the man said the same dream, in which a light comes from the sky and causes destruction in the world. In that destruction, do you also see the death of someone close to you? Peter was shocked to hear the words of that man. After all, how could that man also see the same dream that Peter saw? The man further said that we both are not the only ones who have such dreams. There are other people like us. These doctors present in this wellness center know that some devastation is going to happen in the future, but these people want to hide that devastation from us. That is why they erase those scenes from our minds. However, I have not come here to erase those memories because I am fed up with them. Saying this, the man went inside with the nurse. Just then, seeing a picture in the hospital, Peter once again got lost in those scenes in his mind. This time, he saw that he and Alice were fighting a battle with Peter's boss, David, with weapons. While they were watching, something like a rocket spewing fire was seen going into space. Meanwhile, David said to Peter that he will return again, and all of you come with me to the factory right now. With this, Peter came out of that scene. Now, Peter had started realizing that the scenes he was seeing were probably going to happen in the future. He returned home without getting himself treated. He told Alice that something bad was going to happen in the future. Maybe the scene was a sign of it, but Alice did not listen to him, and instead got angry because he did not treat her. Then, that very night, Alice organized a party at her home. Actually, Alice was an architect, and she had made a plan for the old city. He had prepared a design to upgrade the tunnels, for which he got a promotion. This party was to celebrate the same promotion in which some of his special friends had come. All the guests who had come to the house were enjoying the party, but Peter was standing in the block with his telescope. Peter was looking at the sky again, and again in the hope of seeing that light. The guests who had come to the house were considering him mad because of his behavior. But then a light shining in the sky attracted the attention of all the people. They saw that along with the thundering of clouds in the sky, a lot of things spewing fire were falling on the ground. While patrolling in those clouds, they came there and directly entered a building which caused a huge explosion. Peter's building also got damaged due to that explosion. Senses and got up. They saw that a lot of spaceships were landing on the earth from the sky. Seeing that, Peter told Alice to go to the children, asked them to hide in the inner room, but his daughter was not there with him, and he could not find his neighbor Ray's daughter either. Seeing this, Peter and Ray together started looking for their daughters. They saw that there was chaos in the whole building, and emergency broadcasting was being done in the whole city. All the citizens of the city rushed to their nearest government facility as soon as possible for their safety. Meanwhile, Peter and Ray heard Hannah screaming from the lift. They opened the lift door and saw that the lift was on the lower floor. Both of them got inside the lift compartment. They came upstairs and opened the lift door from above and saw that Hannah was inside the lift along with Ray's daughter. They immediately brought both of them out, and then they started walking towards their respective flats with them. During this time, they took out weapons. Peter saw some strange creatures entering a flat. He went to the door of the flat and started peeping inside. He saw that the creatures were aliens who were brutally killing the people present in the flat. Peter got scared and left from there, and he took Hannah to his flat to live with Alice and Lucy, while Ray took his daughter with him. Peter went to his flat, and Alice hid Hannah and Lucy under a table in the inner room. Then Alice came out with Peter and asked him, "Is this the destruction that you used to see in your dreams?" Peter replied, "Yes." Alice said, "Do you know what is going to happen next? What should we do next?" To this, Peter said, "I cannot tell what is going to happen next, because I only see the events in between. Yes, in one scene I saw David with us. He was taking us to the factory, which meant that we would have to go to my factory, because my factory is also a government building." Peter had just said this much when he saw him outside his door. The sound of gunfire and people screaming was heard. Peter understood that the aliens had also killed his neighbors, including Ray and his family. The next moment, the aliens suddenly started trying to break the door of Peter's house as well. Seeing this, Peter and Alice blocked the door with household items, while on the other side Lucy and Hannah were scared and hiding under the table. Then Lucy remembered that she had left her toy in the hall. Innocent Lucy came into the hall at that very moment, and out of fear, she took her toy and hid under a table in the hall. Just then, an alien was trying to break through the wall with its spear to get inside. Seeing him, Peter and Alice came inside the room, but both of them got worried on not finding Lucy there. By then, the alien had come inside by breaking the wall. Seeing him, Lucy was shivering badly with fear, but that alien was now till then he could not see Lucy. Then, unfortunately, Lucy's toy made a sound due to which the alien got the idea of Lucy hiding under the table. He bent down and started looking under the table. The strange thing was that Lucy was right in front of him, but still he was not making any movement. It seemed as if he could not see Lucy. The very next moment, the alien started moving his hand forward. Lucy was just about to get caught when Peter came there and killed the alien. Peter immediately picked up the alien's gun and fired at him. The bullet was fired, but unfortunately the bullet did not come out of the gun. The very next moment, the alien pounced on Peter and aimed his dagger at him. Peter was just about to be finished when Alice came there with a telescope and hit the alien through the telescope. Peter beat him up and made him unconscious. Peter regained his life. Now, before more aliens could reach there, Peter took the gun of that alien and started running away from there with Alice and the children. He somehow managed to reach the basement. He wanted to reach the factory, but by then the aliens had spread in the whole building and were brutally killing the people of that building while their spaceships had burnt the whole city to ashes, and if they saw any moving thing they would attack them. They used to drop bombs. Peter was trying to run out of the building with his family by hiding, but then suddenly 2 aliens appeared in front of him in the corridor ahead. Seeing them, Peter hid in a corner with Alice and the children. They got scared. Peter and his family were heading towards them. Any moment Peter could have become the victim of his bullet. Then Peter saw that the gun of that alien was a biometric trigger. That means its trigger could be unlocked only with the fingerprint of its owner, but that technology was not much different from the technology of humans. Peter saw a piece of electric wire there, and with the help of that wire, he started short-circuiting the biometric trigger of the gun, so that its lock would open, but at that moment the aliens came very close to Peter, and at that very moment Peter was successful in unlocking the trigger of the gun. He went and shot both the aliens, but the children were very scared by this incident, and were scared to go ahead because the factory was still far away from them. Then Alice thought of the tunnels that were spread under the city and needed to be upgraded. That tunnel also went to Peter's factory. Alice told Peter that there was a chamber to enter the tunnel nearby. If they reached that chamber, they could reach the factory safely through the tunnels. Well, before we further proceed, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get further notification of movies like this. After this, Peter and Alice came out of the building with the children and started moving towards the tunnel while hiding. Meanwhile, on the other side, the alien whom Peter and Alice had beaten him and made him unconscious. He suddenly woke up. As soon as he woke up, he pressed a button of a device in his hand, due to which a holographic image of his gun started appearing on that device. Actually, there was a tracker attached to his gun, which was giving him a live view of his gun. The alien was showing the location and followed the location of his gun, unaware of the danger following him. Peter was moving towards a tunnel with the alien's gun. After going a little further, they finally found the chamber to enter the tunnel. Peter and Alice, without any delay. Peter sent the children inside, but then an alien spaceship arrived there. Seeing that, Peter quickly sent Alice inside, and he himself started going inside the tunnel, but then Peter came in the radar of that spaceship, and that spaceship, they started firing indiscriminately at Peter. Peter escaped those bullets, but then the spaceship exploded a bomb near the chamber, due to which Peter, Alice, and the children fell away. Peter and the children were safe in that explosion, but Alice's stomach was damaged. Peter got badly injured and somehow started moving forward in the tunnel while handling Alice, but now their trouble was going to increase further because the alien had reached the tunnel door while tracing his gun. On the other hand, Peter was moving forward, encouraging Alice, who was struggling with a wound, but after going some distance, Alice's courage failed and her condition worsened. She was so badly injured that she could not take even one step forward. Peter made her sit there and try to handle her, but then the alien came from behind. Lucy saw him and screamed loudly. Seeing this, he turned back, and to save his family, he directly confronted the alien. The alien tried to snatch his gun from Peter, but then Peter got hold of a brick. Peter first hit the alien's leg with the brick, due to which the alien fell down. After that, he started hitting the alien's head with that brick. The alien was wearing a helmet. Peter broke the glass of the helmet by hitting it. For a moment, the alien started breathing heavily, but the next moment he took off his helmet, and Peter could not believe what he saw because he was not an alien, rather there was a boy wearing a kind of biosuit. Peter asked him, "Who are you?" but the boy did not answer. Meanwhile, Alice's condition started getting worse. Seeing this, Peter took the boy at gunpoint, and he was asked to pick up Alice and walk ahead of them. On this, the boy picked up Alice and started walking. In a short while, they reached the factory door, but the factory was locked from inside. Peter started knocking on the shutter in the hope that perhaps there must have been someone inside, but he did not get any response. Seeing this, he got disappointed and started to leave from there. But then the shutter opened, and some people came out with weapons. Peter's boss, David, was also among them. Peter requested David. In order to somehow save Alice's life, David's companions first caught the boy and then brought Peter and his family inside. Inside, there was a crowd of people who had survived the disaster, along with David. Among them was a doctor as well. That doctor came forward to examine Alice, and suddenly started giving electric shock to Alice's wound with one of his devices. Seeing this, Peter got angry and scolded him. He tried to stop him. Seeing this, David tried to explain to Peter that the doctor is just diagnosing Alice. Let him do his work. On this, Peter calmed down a bit and said to David, "Why do I feel as if all of you are responsible for this disaster? We were already prepared." David told that the attackers who are creating havoc outside were trying to come here for a long time, and we know how to deal with them. We have a secret underground base far from here where we have stored all our weapons. They have hidden them. There is a train station ahead. We will go to that secret place by train and take our weapons and fight with those people. Hearing this, Peter said in surprise, "But how can I fight? I am not a soldier." On this, David said, "Among you will soon know how much potential you have and what you can do, my friend." Meanwhile, the doctor diagnosed Alice. The doctor told Peter that Alice's condition is very critical, and there is no facility for her treatment here. Now it is impossible for them to save Alice. Hearing this, Peter and the children got worried. Meanwhile, on the other side, those alien attackers were stopped by the survivors. They got a clue that someone was hiding there, and they started trying to enter there by breaking the roof. Seeing this, David asked his men to kill the boy along with the attackers and ordered Peter and others to go towards the train, but Peter did not let anyone go. He could not leave Alice dying, and he started requesting the doctor to save Alice, but the doctor gave up, and then a voice came from somewhere saying, "I can save your wife." It was the voice of that alien boy. Peter was shocked to hear that, but David explained to Peter that the boy was just fooling him, but the boy again said, "Believe me, I have all the information about you people. I can save your wife." Peter has no choice now. There was no other way. He sent his 2 daughters with David and took Alice with that boy to another room. Then that boy saw Alice's wound and asked Peter for some sharp object, on which Peter took out a pocket knife from his pocket and gave it to him. In a single stroke, the boy ripped open the wound on Alice's stomach. Seeing this, Peter got angry at the boy. He got furious, but then Peter was astonished at what he saw. He saw that instead of a human organ, Alice had some kind of biomechanical organ inside her, and something like an electric current was seen glowing inside it. The boy took out a piece of iron from Alice's stomach and said that because of this, your wife's body was damaged. But a shocked and worried Peter asked the boy, "What is all this? Why is Alice's body like this?" Hearing this, the boy said in surprise, "Don't you really know who you are?" Peter shook his head in disappointment. The boy said, "Look, if we have to save your wife, we will need a power source which can only be found from you." Saying this, the boy extended the knife towards Peter and said, "You will have to make a slit in your chest with this knife." Peter was shocked to hear this, but to save Alice, without thinking for a moment, he stabbed the knife in his chest. At first, Peter felt pain. He screamed loudly, but the next moment he realized that he was not feeling any pain at all. Peter had cut his chest with that knife. He ripped open his skin, and when he tore it, he saw that he also had biomechanical organs like Alice. That boy took out a tube from Peter's body, cut it and connected it to a cable, and the other end of that cable was connected to Alice's body. As soon as the tube was connected to Peter's body, he started seeing the scenes in his mind clearly. Those scenes were Peter's old memories. In fact, Peter and all those people present on the earth were not humans, but synthetic humans, i.e. AI robots. Peter was looking at that era in the memories when humans had gone very far in technology. They had made such advanced AI robots, which were exactly like humans. They also had the ability to think and understand. They had all the feelings like love, fear, and anger like humans. They had emotions, and also had the capability to do any work. Humans used to get all their work done by these robots, but due to this, humans stopped getting jobs, which later on made them hate robots. In this hatred, many times some humans got unnecessarily injured. They used to attack the robots, but because the robots also had human feelings, they used to hurt the humans to take revenge. Later, the fire of enmity between robots and humans flared up. People came out on the streets and started demanding from the government that all the robots should be eliminated and humans should be given back their jobs and rights. Peter and Alice were also robots. Peter worked as an electrician for humans. Peter used to do the electrical work, while Alice used to do the cleaning work. From that time onwards, Peter and Alice started to develop a feeling of love for each other. They both were getting upset, seeing humans protesting against robots from their building. Then came a time when the government started fearing that nobody has control over the robots. If the robots come to know that humans have made them only to be their slaves, then those intelligent robots will revolt against humans. Fearing that they would attack the army, the government issued an order to deactivate all the robots. But when the robots protested against this decision of the government sent the military to destroy the robots. The military fired bullets and bombs on all the robots from the sky. It started pouring down. This was the scene Peter used to see in his dreams. He felt that scene as of the events happening in the future, whereas it was Peter's past. Then a bomb exploded in Peter's building, due to which Peter fell away. But he got up and went searching for Alice, and came to Alice. Then a military team came to Alice. They entered that building and started killing all the robots one by one. Peter was hiding in a room with Alice, but then a soldier started entering that room. Seeing him, Peter quickly snatched his gun and killed him, and threw him down. Peter was so angry that he punched the soldier and left him bleeding, which made his hands red with blood. Similarly, when all the robots took up arms to protect themselves from humans, then the robots and a war broke out between humans. In this war, many robots were killed, and even more human blood was shed. In the end, the robots overpowered the humans. Then humans were forced to leave the Earth to save their existence. They boarded their spaceships and went into space. The war was over now. Peter and Alice and his surviving companions David was inspecting the city with Peter, who was the leader of the robots. He warned Peter and the other companions, saying that humans have fled from the Earth at this time, but as is the nature of humans, they will definitely come back to take back their lost Earth, and that day we have to be ready for this. All of you follow me to the factory. Saying this, David went ahead. Peter and Alice started following him. Then Peter saw a little girl sitting and crying near the dead bodies of a man and a woman. Peter looked near the dead bodies of a woman and her husband. When we went and saw, the girl was none other than Lucy. Then suddenly Hannah also came out from there and pointed a gun at Peter. Actually, Hannah and Lucy were also robots. At that time, Peter and Alice were meeting them for the first time. Peter tried to calm Hannah down. Lucy and Hannah told that their parents were humans who were killed by robots. That means that at that time humans used to adopt robotic children, but the age of robots did not increase. So Lucy and Hannah are alive today. Peter and Alice took Hannah and Lucy with them, who were also children. After that, they all reached the wellness center, which was made only for the treatment of robots. Peter, Alice, and many other robots were in fear that they did not know when humans would attack them again and kill them. To eliminate this fear, the robot doctors erased the old memories of Peter, Alice, and all the frightened robots along with him and put human memories in them so that they could forget their past and live a normal life like humans. He told Peter and Alice that they were husband and wife, and Lucy and Hannah are their children. Along with Peter and Alice, they taught the other robots to live like a family, and since then Peter, Alice, and all those robots started considering themselves as humans, whereas David and some robots were aware of the truth. They were planning to deal with humans for many years, and today that day had come when humans returned to take back their Earth from the robots. The people who attacked the Earth were not aliens, but humans. Then Peter regained his consciousness, and then the boy said to Peter, "Don't worry, this method has worked for your wife," hearing that it will be all right. Peter said that my memory was erased, but now I remember everything. Humans and robots have become enemies of each other. But why are you helping me despite being a human? On this, the boy said, "You are a robot. The biggest specialty of us is that you can erase your bad memories, but we cannot." 50 years ago, you had driven humans away from Earth, and then they all went and settled on Mars. My grandparents were also among them at that time. I was not even born. Humans built a colony on Mars and developed their technology for 50 years so that they could return to Earth and completely destroy the robots. Our generation was taught that you robots are cruel and ruthless. Then we had to make all the preparations. We were sent to attack the Earth with the robots. We were afraid whether the Earth would be fit for humans to breathe or not, so we came wearing these biosuits. But when I met your daughter during the attack, I came to know that the robots are not cruel. They have even learned to live like a family. From what I heard about you guys, all that was wrong, and I was sent with the order that I have to kill the cruel robots and not anyone's family members and children. So I do not want to become a partner in sin by killing you. Meanwhile, Alice also regained consciousness. Now Alice was completely safe, and like Peter, she too had remembered everything. Meanwhile, the humans broke the roof of the tunnel and entered the tunnel. Seeing this, the boy said to Peter that you people have to run away from here. When my friends come here, I will tell them that I came here alone. On this, Peter and Alice thanked the boy and immediately left for the train station. The last train was about to leave in a short while. The rest of the people boarded the train. People were climbing in the car, but Lucy and Hannah were still waiting for their parents. On the other hand, some robots were still fighting the humans, but they could not stand against the humans for long. Meanwhile, Peter and Alice somehow managed to escape. They started running towards the station to escape from them. Meanwhile, David, after not getting any news of Peter and Alice, thought of saving Lucy and Hannah and sent them to the station. He forcibly picked her up and took her in the train, and after starting the train, he tried to leave from there, but then Peter and Alice came running there and started shouting to stop the train. Seeing them, David stopped the train. Those people immediately started running towards the train, but then by then the army of humans reached there and started firing bullets on them. Luckily, Peter and Alice boarded the train safely. Then the machine gun attached to the back of the train shot the army of humans to pieces, and the train left from there. Peter and his family were safe now, but the Earth had been captured by humans again. Meanwhile, David told Peter that right now we are going to our secret underground base where we will be safe, but now we have to take back the Earth from humans. We will have to plan. Peter, looking at you, it seems that your memory has returned. Now it is the turn to remind the others of their past, so that we can once again fight the humans and take back our Earth. Are you ready for war once again? Peter agreed to this, and with this his train crossed a river bridge and entered a tunnel made in the mountain. As soon as the train passed through there, The bridge automatically got hidden underwater, and the mouth of the tunnel also got hidden behind stones. With this, its end here. Thank you for watching.